Okay, vamos a ver. Okay, now supposed to, yeah, it's the microphone. Got the microphone, and yeah, my mic was live. Not supposed to be live. Okay, I'll be. Uh, let me see. Okay, you guys can hear me now, right? Okay. Okay. Let's continue then, and maybe the background music when it comes out won't be as good, but what the hell, you know. Okay, so it is. We got 17 people. We got Francisco Javier. We got Ben Dover, John McGinnis, New York Raider fan, Tim Charlesworth. We got Matt Davidson. We also have Eric from Eric's Table, William Arens from Canada. We also have Dave Smith and Nerd Workshop. How you doing, Nerd? And let me see, we have anybody else? No, I think that's it. So today, um, what we will be doing actually is we will be having, let's go ahead with the update here. And the channel, I've been doing a lot of technical stuff behind the scenes. That's why you haven't seen a lot of videos. We finished the Gallipoli playthrough series. And after I finished that, I discovered a very easier way to film the playthrough. So the next time, hopefully it won't take as long. We also have Tony's Board Life. How you doing, Tony? Great to see you. And we have Eugenio Maria Pacielli from Italy. Great. And Michael Mellon, Annapolis, he was one of our winners. So today, I'm announcing, I've already announced, I'll be doing a live stream every other Sunday in Spanish, in addition to this one. So 1 week it will be, let's say, the bomb run in English. The next week it will be El Ángulo Interesante in Spanish, and it's a little different. I'm trying different stuff over there, and if it works, I can bring it over here, of course, in English, and things that work here I can take over there. So for those of you who understand Spanish, you're welcome. That would be next Sunday at 4 p.m. Because it's 10 p.m. in Spain. So even though it's aimed at the Spanish-speaking audience, there's a Spanish-speaking audience also in the United States and in South America. So 4 p.m. for people here in the New World, Eastern Daylight Time. I think Buenos Aires is also 4 p.m. and it's 10 p.m. in Spain. So that's what's coming next week. And today we will be showcasing this game, 12 hours at Maleme. And I used to say Maleme. Somebody told me it's wrong. Then Malem, also wrong. So it's supposed to be Maleme in Greek. And if it's not, well, pardon my Puerto Rican Greek. That's the best I can do. But I think I looked around and a couple of people told me it's Maleme. And I think the designer of the game told, or somebody from Snafu told me, or sent me a message that it was Maleme. So this is Small Battles number 4 from Snafu. Snafu is a store in Sabadell that sells games and war games, but they also have their own line of original designs, and which are really cool. These are like folio games, so they have a small footprint. But what calls my attention is they pack a lot of chrome for the size that they have, and the rule books aren't that large. This one is, I think, 14 or 15 pages long, and it has a lot of juice. And you'll hopefully see when we show the game. So this is number 4. The Snafu, you can order the games from Snafu, and because they're in Europe, you know, the shipping is a serious consideration. But because of the format of the games, they can fit 2 games in one for the same price. So if you like 2 of their games, of these type of games, these games that come in a bag, I call them folio games, even though it's not a folio. If you get 2, it's the same price of shipping as if you get 1. So, and we have today John Halley, and I think he's in Britain. Hello, mate. So, Snafu, their first game was Ambon. Ambon is World War II Japanese invasion of an island, I believe, South Pacific near Australia. and that was #1 by Mark Figueras, is the designer. #2 was Santander 37, Spanish Civil War in the North. The designer there is Javier Romero. #3 was Equatorial Clash, a war not a lot of people know about, in 1941 between Peru and Ecuador. This one also designed by, I think, Mark Figueras also, yes. And today we will be showing the Crete game. Now, today we will be giving away a copy of 12 Hours at Maleme. But because of what happened the last time, if you remember, it was the time we had the most people in a live bomb run. We were showing the Russian campaign, and we did a Charlie Chaplin. We went mute for about 20 minutes, and everybody stuck around. That really called my attention. So today we're going to do a very special giveaway. The winner will be able to choose from one of three games. And I'm not going to tell you what those 3 games are, because you're going to say, this guy's crazy. How are you going to put those games in a giveaway? So I'm not going to tell you anything else. But the catch is, of course, all these giveaways, to participate, you got to be in the United States and or Puerto Rico, because shipping is just murderous here. So you got to be in the United States or Puerto Rico. We got Groucho Marx, welcome. And this one has an added task. You got to stick around. So if you win, you got to tell me which of the 3 games you want. And of course, you got to go through with the drill. You got to send an email to stukajoe@gmail.com with your handle. I'll send you a confirmation code. You post the confirmation code in the comments here, and the game is on your way. So that is what we have in store today with this special giveaway. But the first giveaway today is on the 12 Hours of Maleme game. So I'm going to put the ticker here with the code word. And it is very simple. #12. #12. And you are participating in the giveaway of a copy of 12 Hours at Maleme. Okay? So now what we will be doing is we will be going to the showcase, if I can find the intro while I move the cameras. But of course, can't find the intro here, so we'll do it without the intro. So no problem. Let's go right now, right away, to the here we go. Here we are. This is 12 Hours at Maleme. And you see the format. That's how it comes in the bag. I have my copy set up, and I have a Fallschirmjäger, a really mean-looking guy, and has a lot of detail. And this is the schmuck, I think it's what it's called, the clothing that was worn by the German paratroops and glider troops for Crete. This specifically was, the clothing that you have there. He has his MP40, and you can take a look at, let's take a side view here, just a second. So here we see a side view. You see his insignia there. I think that's a sergeant. The three wings. You see the helmet there with the badge there, the shield. Let's see on the back to see what he is carrying. You see his pack there. He has also canteen. So let's see the other side. And here we see the other side here. And you see the helmet there. It has the official Luftwaffe insignia with the symbol that I won't pronounce, even though can't get demonetized because this channel's not demonetized, but it's the official, the real thing there. So that's our model paratrooper. He'll be protecting the copy, make sure that only the winner, the actual winner, takes it home. So that's 12 Hours at Maleme. That's how the game comes. And let's take a look at the game set up on the table so you can see what it looks like. And for a folio game, I think it has a pretty decent footprint. Here we have it set up ready for play. We have the map here. I would say it's more or less 17 by 22, more or less. The artwork here is by Niels Johansson. Niels is a very unique kind of artist. If you have Lanzerath Ridge by DVG, he is the artist there. So he has this unique style, which I like a lot. And we also have today Riff from Boston, Massachusetts. There we have the terminology here. Sergeant Unteroffizier. I think that's correct, yes. So here you see the prize here. This is the a tactical game. With the object here actually revolves around the capture of this airfield, which is the largest airfield in Crete. The Germans are going to drop their paratroopers, but they also have glider troops of the Sturm Regiment, which is the elite within the elite of the German forces. And the intelligence was very faulty, and they dropped amidst very well entrenched New Zealanders. And you see here, for example, the New Zealander forces. And the New Zealander forces were commanded by a chap or a Captain, Colonel Andrew. His name is Colonel Andrew. And Hill 107 is that hill that you see there where the forces are gathered, which overlooks Maleme airfield. Now, in this game, the Germans will be dropping in these designated drop hexes. Those are the ones that have that circle there. Those are the drop hexes. And there's certain fog of war in this game, which I think it doesn't make it perfectly suitable for solitaire play. So you know me, if I can do something to help play the game solitaire, I did some cards that the game doesn't bring, but I'll show you the cards. These are the cards. At the beginning of the game, the German player has his groups to be airdropped, and he places these markers. And here it says which company 11 would be dropping there. But of course, if you're playing solo, you know where everybody's going to drop. So the idea is I made these cards. This is for the 4th Battalion. The 4th Battalion can enter the game later in turn 4 in any of drop zones A, B, and C. Drop zones A, B, and C are these zones that you see off the map here. There's drop zone A. You see here drop zone B, and they connect. It takes you a full turn to move from one to the other, but you can move onto the map in the hexes that you see adjacent to them. And then there's drop zone C. So the 4th Battalion is the one that enters through those zones. And it enters at 10 a.m. This game, each turn is half an hour. The first wave is the 1st Battalion. And historically, the Germans were hampered by lack of air transport. So they had to go in several waves. And so here you see these fellows here. Let's give it a close-up so you can see. Here you see, for example, the symbol. You're familiar with the parachute symbol. This is the air landing symbol. These are the guys that come in gliders. And these are the elite of the elite. These are the best in the 7th Parachute Division, which is the one that was assigned to Crete. And they're commanded by this fellow, Koch. I believe when he landed, he was killed. The attrition was about 50% of this is called the Sturm Battalion. The Sturm Regiment. This is Battalion 1 of the Sturm Regiment. There were other battalions of this regiment assigned to the other forces to take the other airfields. But you see, you got here you got two companies. That 3 encased in a white box is those 3 are a company. Each counter represents a platoon. And the numbers that you see here, 8, is the operational factor, which is used for movement and combat. 2 is the range. That small 2 there is the range in which, up to which they can project fire. And then you have the unit type and the company to which they belong. So we have the 3rd and 4th companies of 1st Battalion. And they drop, they use this marker here. That is the, you have to choose for them one of 3 areas. They enter the game in one of the following areas that you see that are marked with the word koch or kok. Here you see one, and there's a marker there. Now there's going to be 3 markers for that group. 2 are dummies, so that's 1 there, and this is to the southeast of the airfield. There is another one. Let's do it moving the camera so you have some perspective. Here's the other one. This is to the west of the airfield. And the other one is here. So both players set up their forces, and the German player decides where they're going to actually land. Now let's take a look at, here we have the real marker. They would be landing here on the bed of the Tavernitis River. So this river that you see there is the Tavernitis River. It is a dried up river, so it's a dried riverbed. So I think historically they landed, however, here and were just butchered right in the smack in the middle of everything. The New Zealanders were here in Hill 107, but the German plan was to take these tents that you see here. This is a tented area where you have these 3 units are supposed to be weak units. They are, what you see, they are RAF and Fleet Air Arm. That's the Air Force of the Navy personnel. So these guys are not really the best. They're not trained infantrymen. They are like service personnel for the RAF and FAA, but you have them there. They're going to fight. So we have that Koch will land in one of these 3, and then that is in the 8:30 turn. And for each one of those units, we have to roll for drift, and that's the whoops, just a second. We'll be right back. Here we go. Okay, just lost video. Just a second. Let's do it. Just popped out here. Okay, supposed to be back. Nope. Here we go again. And come on. No, it won't go. It won't come on now. Okay. There we are, finally. Okay, we're back. So I just pulled the cable out. So you see here the German holding boxes. So these are the 8:30 guys, Koch and his 2 companies. Then the 2nd Battalion comes at 9. And the 2nd Battalion has this 5th and 7th company, but the 8th company is Stenzler, which is the headquarters. That's the commander. You have to divide the 8th company between both drop groups. So you can assign then for these troops any of the areas here, those round areas like this one. There's I think 5 of them, and they're all around Hill 107. So you see those positions there. You have to fill them all. You have a total of 5 drop groups, and so they're going to be landing in all of these except 2 that are dummies for Cook. And they're going to land in the smack of the New Zealand defense. So now let's talk about the New Zealanders. And you see these boxes there, because the New Zealanders were prepared actually for this. However, they had communication problems between the companies of this 22nd New Zealander Battalion, which is all the units that you see here are from that battalion. They had communications problems communicating with battalions, and they were static for a lot of the day, and that the game reflects that static posture by this rectangle that you see there. You see here, for example, these are the elements of A company. There you see it. A company are the units that are encased in that box. They cannot move outside of that box until they make contact with headquarters. So maybe they're needed to help their fellows in another sector, and until they make contact, they cannot move. And attempting contact is one of the special actions. This is a game that uses impulses. During your impulse, you can move a unit or a stack of units, or you can attempt one of these special actions on each side. One of the special actions of the allied player is to attempt communication, because that's the only way, if you make contact, that you can move these forces out of their box. So you have A company there. You have here, this is D company. We have the fellows defending the airfield is C company. And then we have, let me see, 1, 2, B company down there, down here. And then you have HQ, that area also. There's also special action by which elements of a Maori battalion, these are really tough fellows, can enter the game. So here you see, for example, the elements of the 28th Maori battalion. You have to roll for it. It's not automatic. And if you manage, as the allied player, to successfully bring them into the game, they enter the game here, where you see that arrow that says Maori. So they still have a way to go to make contact with the Germans, of course, depending where the Germans are. So that's one of those chrome elements. You have the Maoris there. The Allies also have some tanks, but they're not anything to write home about. Here you see, for example, the Allies have Matildas. They have 2 units of Matildas. And you have to first roll to see if they come into play and they're activated. If they do, then every time that they fire, either by defensive fire or group fire, that is offensively, or every time that they move, you have to do a reliability check. And I remember in Air Assault on Crete by Avalon Hill, it had the same problem. The Matildas were not very reliable. And you can see there that the table doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. Only a 5 and a 6 is a no effect. 1 or 2, and the Matilda is no longer functional, removed. And a 3 or a 4, it's immobilized. So that's the British have Matildas, and they have engineers. And you can also roll to see if the engineers can also enter play. And I'm trying to remember what effect the engineers had, but I just can't off the top of my head. So here is where you track the status of those companies that are trying to communicate with headquarters up here. You see there, company status. So for example, if company A makes contact, you place that marker there. Okay. But at the beginning of the game, all are practically not in contact, and they can become isolated also. If they fail to make contact, you can also attempt to make contact for each company only once per turn. So this is an impulse game. And one of the cool things that this game has is the level of uncertainty. You know that in area impulse games, there's a lot of factors like die rolling that can shorten a turn or make the game progress quicker. This one is one of those games. And here is the turn record track. I really like the look of it. It looks like a watch. The game starts here at 8:30 a.m. And then victory is determined by the side that doesn't withdraw from the field. If the Allies withdraw, the Germans win. If the Germans withdraw, the Allies win. So both withdrawal markers start here in the 6 p.m. position. So each turn will advance the clock half an hour, but events on the battlefield are going to move forward or advance or move back this withdrawal marker. For example, let's see here. You advance the withdrawal marker 30 minutes, that is to one of those dots there from where that you see the markers are. If, for instance, the German marker, each time the German captures a blue star location, blue stars are here what is like the objectives for the Germans. So you see that, imagine that a group of Germans drops around there, that particular drop zone. Here you have in the airfield, you have that blue star there in that corner. And there's also some spaces like 905, you see there, that have a blue and an orange star. They are objectives for the Germans and also for the New Zealanders. So continuing here with the way the clock advances, 30 minutes each time the German player captures a location, and it advances for the Allies each time a company is contacted successfully. So that has to do with the contact marker. So each time we place a contact marker on the display there, the company status display, that will cause the, for example, the Allied marker to advance 30 minutes, like you see here. So, but at the beginning of the game, let me backtrack a little bit. There it is. At the beginning of the game, they start here, both in the 6 o'clock position. Now, there's another circumstance by which the Allied marker can advance, and you see it down here. Each time the Allied player recaptures an orange location. So let's say that the Germans managed to capture this location there, 0905, but then the Allies recapture that location, then the marker advances 30 minutes. Like so. Now, there's situations where the marker is moved back 30 minutes. So each time the Allied player recaptures a blue German location, that requires that the Germans capture it first. Then the Allies recapture it. You move the German marker back 30 minutes. So let's suppose if that happens, then we would move the German marker back here. So it's getting closer to the turn marker. And then there's another circumstance here. For every 4 German units that are eliminated, also the marker retreats, moves back 30 minutes. And there's circumstances for the Allied marker to move back each time the German player captures an orange location, like that, the one we saw, 0905. So there we would move the Allied marker back. And there's another one. As a result of a panic roll. A panic roll, that is a check that is made, I believe, at a particular time in the game, and that reflects the overall status of the New Zealander forces. Remember, in this particular battle, what is really strange is the Germans were taking a beating that first day. They lost more than 50% of their of their manpower there. And suddenly, that night, the New Zealanders withdrew. There was some break in communications, or they thought they were surrounded or something. They withdrew from the battle. So it would have been a lot different if they would have stayed for the duration. I'm looking for where's the panic. Looking for the panic procedure. Just can't find it now. Let's see. Panic roll procedure. Every clock hour. So every time the clock advances an hour, so you see that the clock is now at 9. So not at 9:30. At 9:30, nothing happens. Let's put it there. But let's say it advances to 10. You have to conduct a panic roll there. And you have to check the panic status of Lieutenant Colonel Andrew. He is the commander of all these forces here. And he starts there with Company A. And if you don't pass, if it's higher than the number of companies already contacted, the die roll, then you roll a die. If the result is higher than the number of companies already contacted, then the Allied withdrawal is advanced 30 minutes. And so that's what the panic means. So trying to make contact is an action during a turn. So you're taking impulses. You probably have to dedicate one impulse to trying to make contact. You can't react to the forces, what's happened on the field. Now, the Germans don't have it easy. When the Germans drop on each one of these drop zones and roll for drift, you have to place regroup markers on them. These are regroup markers. And these markers have a panic side on the other side. And what is really cool about this game, remember, the Germans are landing either by glider or parachute, and they have to search for their weapons canisters. So they're not jumping and they reach the ground, they're ready to fire and fire along. No, they have to get their weapons canisters. So what happens is you draw one of these, and the number that you see there is the operational factor of that unit. So this one would be 2, but there are different kinds of numbers here. This is a random element that the game introduces. Let's see if I can find another one that is not a 2-0. Here we see a 3-0. So that would be a 3, and the 0 means 0 fire range. And so another action that the Germans have to take is to refit, to eliminate that regrouping marker. So they land, and you have to eliminate that regroup marker so that the German units can function at full strength. Here you have a headquarters, and their regular units will not function properly at full strength until you eliminate that regroup marker. So this game, even though it potentially has a lot of turns, because it starts here at 8:30, the duration depends on where these withdrawal markers are, and there are circumstances also that shorten the turn. For example, here you have the sequence of play. The sequence of play, here we have the airdrop at 8:30. So we drop Cox group here, and then we conduct impulses. But in this game, during any fire resolution, if you roll a 3 to 6, you finish that fire resolution, and that turn ends. So there's not going to be a lot of action in that first turn. Then you have the second turn, and you drop 2 groups, the 9 AM guys. And then in impulses, the fire, any roll of 4 to 6 will finish the impulse after you conclude that action. Now, during these first 2 impulses, you can't do any of those special headquarter actions. So you can't do, for example, use Matilda tanks, the Maoris, and you cannot try to contact any companies, any headquarters. So 930 is the third drop. You have 3 groups dropping. Turn ends with a 5 or 6. Also no headquarter actions. And there's no initiative loss on the first action of these turns. Initiative dictates who goes first, but you can re-roll a die also spending the initiative marker. So it's a way to mitigate bad luck here. And then the fourth drop is a 10. And here it ends with a 6. So the turn's going to be longer here. Well, unless you roll a 6. And then you can try to contact. No, then here company A contacts automatically. But you have to try to contact with your other companies to be able to move outside those perimeters. So there's a lot of uncertainty here. And during a turn, a player can do an impulse. The player can do the following: either move a stack of units, you can fire, and there's various kinds of fire. Some units conduct direct fire, and they have a symbol to that effect. They have a zigzag because, for example, here you have this unit here. I think this is a, I don't know if it's an anti-tank or this is, you see it by the zigzag symbol. Direct fire capability is denoted by that white square there. These can only use direct fire, meaning that they fire alone at the target. You cannot combine fire with any other. But once they fire, you got to flip them. And then if you want them to fire again, you have to spend an impulse to try to refit them. And you have to roll what it's stated there. So there's a lot of tough decisions to make, a lot of uncertainty because you don't know if that unit is going to be able to flip back. Then you have, you can use an impulse to refit or conduct headquarter actions. Okay. Also in this game, defensive fire is compulsory. So if you have paratroopers, for example, moving in the proximity of these units, and they're 2 hexes away from that unit, and a paratrooper moves here, you stop and you conduct defensive fire with all units that are within range and line of sight. And if you survive, then you can move again, and then this time it will be these 2 units. And it is during those defensive fires that if you roll in the first turns, those numbers that I told you, 3 to 6 in the first turn, 4 to 6 in the second, that after you resolve that fire sequence, the turn ends. So that is basically what the units can do in this game. The special actions that we have for the Germans, of course, Stuka attacks. You have these 2 Stuka units, and once you use them in the game, they're gone. So you can spend a special action, and they can bombard one particular area here. Now, there's no stacking limits in this game, but you can stack a lot of units, but each unit that you stack gives, I think, a +1 modifier to the attack. So stacking creates a problem because if you concentrate a lot of people in a hex, more chances of casualty. So you have those 2 Stukas, and any 4 units eliminated, you can attempt to seize the initiative. And suppose you roll a die. I think you have to roll a die. If you seize the initiative, you get the initiative marker, and as a bonus, you can bring 1 of 4 eliminated units back. This represents the paratroopers that had been scattered, that they find their way to their other comrades. But after 4 units, then the other units are eliminated here. So it's just those 3 units you pick from 4-1, and the other 3 go to the eliminated box. So that is the actions that the units can take. I find that the game has a lot of chrome for what it is. So this is 12 hours at Maleme. I'll most likely be doing an edited video showing how the game works, because there's a lot of things happening in this game and a lot of replayability, because it depends, the turn ends depending on a die roll. You don't know if you'll be able to make contact if you're the allies and move these companies out of their perimeters. The airdrops also, a scatter diagram. You apply scatter, so they're not going to land at the same places all the time. So I find it's a very neat game. Well done. I really liked what I've seen so far. So let's go to the giveaway. And before we go to the giveaway, let's show the rules for the giveaway. Here they are. Participation is limited only to individuals in the United States and Puerto Rico. To participate, write the keyword shown during the live broadcast in the comments section. One winner per prize will be selected randomly during the broadcast. And within 24 hours, the winner must send an email to stukajoe@gmail.com stating the winner's YouTube handle and shipping address. An email with a verification code will be sent to the winner, and the winner must enter the verification code in the comments section of the giveaway video. And upon winner confirmation, the prize will be mailed to the winner's address. Okay, so here we are. Let's put the screen here. Hashtag 12 for those of you who just arrived for this game. Let's add it to the stream here. Okay, add to the stream. Here we go. Okay, there we are. Let's see if we can put the game to the side here. Okay, we got 15 entries. And we're going to see who wins a copy of 12 Hours at Maleme. So good luck, guys. And the winner is Mad Nerd. You won. So Mad Nerd Workshop is the winner. So that means he'll probably do some kind of video on the game too. Cool. So Mad Nerd Workshop, send me an email to stukajoe@gmail.com with your mailing address and your handle. We have to go through the drill, make sure that this Mad Nerd Workshop and not some other Mad Nerd Workshop gets the game. I'll send you an email with a confirmation code. You post it, and the game is on your way. So congratulations to Mad Nerd Workshop. And okay, so that's all for now with 12 Hours at Maleme. And now we're going to do something that I wanted to do because I actually won a game if you watch the War Room. Mad Nerd is one of those regulars at the War Room. I'm also one of them. They have their contests by which they raffle games, and you have to guess the number of times or questions that they make in order to guess what game it is. So okay, here we are. Let me remove this thing here. Here we are. Okay. Can anybody confirm if we're still on? Because we had like an electrical. Okay, are we back? Supposed to be back. Okay, we lost me. Jesus Christ. It says that we're live, but we're on. Okay, we're back. Okay. So I'm going to unbox a game. And the game that I won right after I input the in the StreamYard giveaway page, the keyword for the special giveaway. And just give me one quick instant here. Okay. Okay, so we're back here. Okay, good. Okay, I'm putting everything together again. There's something weird happened. Something with the power or something. Okay. Okay, we're here back. Okay, so this is the game that I won. Traces of War. This is by VUCA Simulation. So I was able to guess. It was 13 questions, and they guessed the game that I can't remember right now. I remember it was from Hexasim, and I won this game. And ID Jester was kind enough to send me the game. So this is the game. This is from VUCA Simulations. This is designed by Tetsuya Nakamura. Let's flip it to its backside. And here we see the backside. Nice view of the map and the units. So this is the Soviet offensives in Ukraine from August 43 to March 44. You got two maps, 303 5/8 of an inch counters, player aids, a solitaire track sheet, a rule book, and a six-sided die. Divisions are the units here, and for the Axis, core for the Soviets. Each turn is a month. So you have the information there. Complexity is 9. No, complexity is 4. Solitaire suitability is 9. Yeah, that's why I like this game. If it would have been the other way around. And here you have the period that it covers. So we will be unboxing this game. And so for the next giveaway, I have to show you which games we're going to give out for the next giveaway, because otherwise, who wants to participate, right? Okay, I stated that I have to put the correct banner here. Here we go. Here we go. For the next giveaway, which is a special giveaway, we will be giving the winner a choice between 3 games. And the first game is this game here, is Pacific War. Pacific War, everybody knows this is a game designed by Mark Herman. Okay. And published by GMT. This is like the definitive edition of Pacific War. If you have the victory games, you know, this one includes mounted map boards and the fine production values of GMT. I don't know how many inches this is. It looks like a 6-inch box or 5-inch box. And here you see the back. So this is one of the games that we will be giving away to the winner. The winner has to choose the game, and this is one of the choices. Pacific War, let's place it here right next to our paratrooper. There. And remember, it's #special. #special to participate. Now let's, we have Pete Rickson from Australia. How you doing, Pete? Great to see you. Now let's we pan the camera a little bit, see if we can fit the next game here. And the next game is from Compass Games. Let me just place it here. So the winner can choose between Pacific War and can choose from Stellar Horizons. This is a big space 4X game, explore, conquer kind of game. They're coming up with another Stellar Horizons, which is different, but this is the first one. And just to show you all the stuff that it brings, it's a very, very heavy box. Here you see the back of the box. A lot of cardboard there. You have the planets with these large hexes and smaller hexes. You have, I think you have some factions there. You have Asia, China, Europe, Japan, North America, Russia, South America - Africa. So you can play up to 7 people, 2 to 4 hours, it says. It must have some scenarios, a lot of markers. It's a big, big production by Compass Games. Fine game. And I've only heard good things about it. So that is Stellar Horizons. And now let's take a look at the third game that the winner can choose. If the winner has already or is not interested in these first 2 games. Okay, the third game is Sniper Elite. This is a game designed by David Thompson and Roger Tankersley. Now, this is just the first box of option number 3. This is the base game, the board game. And we can see the back part of it here. Here's the back. It brings some minis, very nicely done minis there. There's a double-sided board. There's some solo rules. There you take a look at the map. I think it's like a U-boat pen, this particular scenario there. Well, option 3 is not only the base game. Option 3 also includes the deluxe upgrade kit. We see it here. Let's take a look and flip the back of this box here, so you can see what it includes. It includes 8 miniatures, including the Führer there, and an oversized shot bag. So that's the deluxe upgrade kit. But that doesn't stop there. Option 3 also includes the Eagle's Nest expansion for the game. Let's take a look at the back of the box for the Eagle's Nest expansion. So you have a board there, double-sided board. You have 4 miniatures and solo and loadout cards. So this is by Rebellion Unplugged, designed by David Thompson, who everybody knows who David Thompson is, as is one of his games together with Roger Tankersley. So I'm trying to see if I can fit all of this on the table while we unbox the game that we're going to unbox. Okay, so if you want to participate, it's hashtag special. Hashtag special. And of course, the winner has to stick around. Pete, I know you're kidding. Okay. The winner has to stick around. After the winner is revealed, the winner has to tell me which of the options. And if the winner went to the bathroom, 2 minutes elapse, I'm going to do another draw. So that's my way of keeping you guys there. I mean, what else is there to do today, Sunday night? So here we have Traces of War. Let's unbox this one. This is VUCA. See if I can shrink out. Okay. This is a nice linen finish box, actually. See if you can, I don't know if it's appreciated. It's hard to appreciate the linen finish, but it's a really nice box there. Nice artwork. You have a knocked out Panther tank. The box is a very sturdy box. No complaints there. And here we have the rule book. The rule book. We have here a map sheet. One of the maps. It's a 2-map game. And the map has a feel to it. It feels like canvas, actually. It's like a combination of paper and canvas. It has a nice feel to it. Not going to spill a beer on it, but it has a nice feel. Here we have the other map. It's a very nice production. I got to see the prototype of this game at the BellotaCon earlier this year in January in Badajoz. Here we have a player aid, and they're very thick, very nice. So here you have a solitaire track sheet. So this is one of those solitaire components. Here we have a counter sheet. You see the Soviets there, a lot of tanks there. This is a pure unboxing. I don't know what the numbers mean. I haven't seen the rules online. You can see infantry there. And the guards have a darker red color. We have the back of the counters they have like a line. So it looks like reduced values on the back, which is pretty normal. And here we have some army markers. 8th Army, 4th Panzer Armee, 1st Panzer Armee, it's the infamous 6th Army. And then you have the 1st Ukrainian Front, Voronezh Front, must be. So we have that sheet of counters, and there's a second sheet of counters. We have more German units. They're color-coded, probably by Army or Corps, I'm not sure. We have some markers, Supreme Command Order. And the back is going to be the same conventions that we just saw with the line in the middle. Most probably it's reduced strength. And here we have the last counter sheet. More Soviets, tanks, guards. We have some German Panzer divisions. So there's some they're division counters for armored divisions, at least on the German side. We have these headquarter markers, apparently, for the Soviet fronts. We have some air support markers. There's always the Stuka there. Control markers out of supply. And here we see the backs for these counters. Got a Stavka. Of course, got the thematic dice, black and red. And here we have the player aid sheets. And VUCA has a habit of doing these player aid sheets in very thick cardstock, which is very nice because they're very durable. You have a sequence of play. So you have summaries of rules there. It's always nice. It can save you a trip to the rule book. On the back, we have a combat results table. Negotiation points. That's interesting. Have terrain effects charts. Stavka chit appearance. There you go. So you got two identical ones because this is a 2-player game. So here's the second one. And we have player aid sheet B. So there's a second player aid sheet. There's 2 for each player. We have summaries of the rules for supply rules, combat, procedure. So you have a pretty detailed combat procedure. Well, not that bad. It's die roll modifiers, of course. And then on this side, we have summary of reinforcements, Supreme Command Order. I guess that reflects the interference of the High Command. I don't know if it reflects the Germans or the Soviets, maybe both, who knows. Crossing points, airborne bridgehead marker, Luftwaffe air support. And here we have the unit key. So there's 2 of those sheets there. And I haven't opened a map, so I should open one a little bit. I can do that very quickly here. Okay. The maps They do feel like canvas. It's a combination of canvas and paper. That's something that I didn't realize. Well, maybe the prototype that I saw didn't have this feature because it's a prototype. So this is one of the maps, but it'll give you an idea of the type of artwork, which is very nice. Looks like a March Simonich map, frankly. So well done it is. You know, Simonich has an ability at combining the beauty and functionality all in one, like that perfect point. You see everything very clearly there. The rivers running through the hex sides, but they don't look like, they're not squared. They have their curves. They even have their borders, the rivers. You have the roads. I believe these would be railroads. So here's Kiev. So it's a very nice map there. So this is Traces of War. Tetsuya Nakamura is the designer. Published recently by VUCA Simulations. So that is the unboxing, lightning unboxing here. And we've been at it for an hour and 6 minutes. So I think it's time to make that special drawing. Remember, whoever wins, you got to stick around and tell me right here in the chat, what option, what is your pick, okay? So let's go and share the screen here. Share the screen. Okay, we got 19 entries. Okay, I'm giving a few seconds to see if anybody else is going to participate. We got 32 people. I believe maybe not everybody is in the area of the required area in the United States and Puerto Rico. So we got 20 entries. Pacific War, Stellar Horizons, or Sniper Elite, the board game with the deluxe update kit and Eagle's Nest, what do you call it? Expansion. Let me just pull out the map here of the game that we just unboxed. Okay, so we got 20 entries. And we're going to do this special drawing. Here we go. Ready, guys? Here we go. And the winner of the special drawing here, the Choose One special drawing is Eric from Eric's Table. And there was no Napoleonic game on the... Eric, congratulations. Wow. Eric, you've won. So, Eric, is it Pacific War? Is it Stellar Horizons? Or is it Sniper Elite? So Eric is thinking hard. He's there, he's there. So you got to choose one, Eric. What is your choice? Hard choice, hard choice. Pacific War, Stellar Horizons, and it is Pacific War. Pacific War has found a new home, and Eric will take a break after all these years of some Napoleonic battles, and he will be going to the Pacific. And congratulations, Eric. And write to me at stukajoe@gmail.com with your address, your handle. We'll go through the drill. I'll give you the confirmation code in no time, and I will ship this tomorrow to you. So, congratulations to Eric. You know, I've won one of these contests. I know Mo wins. You know, the people are going to think, who was the other guy? Nerd, who has a YouTube channel. People are going to think this is rigged. Some reason, just the guys that have YouTube wargaming channels, they have a better chance. So maybe if that is so, guys, open up a YouTube channel. Okay? So congratulations again to Eric. And I want to thank each and every one of you for joining in. We had some technical difficulties, like always. That's like a constant. You got to improve that. And congratulations to our winners. And so I'll be seeing you 2 weeks from now in the next bomb run. Next week, we will have El Ángulo Interesante, which, if you understand Spanish, maybe you'll enjoy it. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining in today. And as I always say, this is Stuka Joe signing off for now. Thanks for watching, guys.